Hello everyone, welcome back. I want to tell you that now we are parents to a healthy little girl, and it's been about 2 months that now we're into parenting. I don't know about many pregnancies, but I do know that mine came with many unanticipated events. कई चीज़ें होती हैं जो आपको ऑलरेडी पता होता है कि हाँ होंगी, but then there were some that were very stressful, very unanticipated events, and I wanted to kind of sit down and let you know what all happened with me, just in case if you know anyone or you might end up going through that phase. What were the things that we did to overcome our obstacles? So coming on to the first thing, which is that how did we get to know that we were expecting? So we went to Bhopal. I'm gonna put a link here, हमारे trip का. And on the last day of our trip, I just checked myself, and it came out positive. And it was like such a joy to see those two pink lines. I was definitely like so happy that we're finally going to be parents. So I want to state this beforehand that मेरे तीनों trimesters में we met different doctors, and that is because of the situation that we were in. I will tell you why it happened and everything like that. So in the first trimester, once we came back from Bhopal and we went to show to a doctor, she checked me, but there was one problem, which was that I was spotting. It wasn't like a full-fledged bleeding, but I was definitely spotting, which was a matter of concern. So she did say ki, you should be taking progesterone, and she gave me pills of progesterone, and she also was giving me injections every week. I started taking that, and after she asked me to come after 2 weeks, and she asked me to get beta HCG done to make sure that the pregnancy was healthy. That's supposed to be done twice, like एक day 1 पे और एक day 3 पे, and the value of HCG is supposed to ideally double. तो मैंने जब day 1 पे कराया और day 3 पे करवाया तो value didn't really double. It did increase from day 1, but it didn't double. So I went to her, I checked, and she said that it is a matter of concern that firstly I was spotting, and secondly my beta HCG is not doubled. It was week 7, and she said, so let's just on the safe side check the cardiac activity. Sadly, there was no cardiac activity, and she was suspicious if this was actually healthy pregnancy or the baby was fine, and she asked me to kind of be prepared for anything that could happen. I took another opinion from some other doctor, and she said that ज़रूरी नहीं होता है कि सारी की सारी कार्डियक एक्टिविटी आपको 7th वीक में ही पता लगती है. जस्ट वेट फॉर मे बी अ वीक और टू एंड देन शो इट टू समवन एल्स. Then after 2 weeks I went to a new doctor. I told her the situation. At this time I was also taking progesterone throughout, and she switched on the sound, and there after 2 weeks I could finally hear thuk, 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 thuk. I do have my notes here just in case if I forget something, because बहुत कुछ हुआ था. So then coming on to trimester 2, which is the 4th, 5th, 6th month, this is otherwise a very comfortable period in pregnancy. It's also known as the honeymoon phase. So my 4th and the 5th month was very comfortable. There wasn't anything wrong. I was feeling what I should be feeling at that time. In the 6th month we planned to go on a baby moon, so we went on a road trip to the entire Rajasthan. And then after that I came back, and we had an appointment scheduled after 1 week. So we went to the radiologist. She was just checking, and she asked me several questions, which were like, do you have intense pain, or are you bleeding, and stuff like this. And I did not have any of that actually. So I just said, नहीं मेरे को ऐसा कुछ है नहीं है. And she said that I was in my preterm labor. She said कि there is a dilatation of my cervical area about 1.7 centimeters. We went to the doctor, and she checked, and she said that my membranes were ruptured. I was cervically dilated, and she just asked me that we would first be observing you for 2 days, and if anything comes up we are going to then do a planned cesarean, and this is on week 27, which is very early in pregnancy to have a baby. And when I was in the hospital, I did my research. I called many other gynecologists, and I sent them the copies of the scans. Many of the doctors told me that this is not very common, but still this can be taken care of अगर हम bed rest करेंगे, like a complete bed. I was ready for that, but there was still like a lot of uncertainty that was around it. That now I'll be responsible if anything happens. And then after that, I just told her that no, I'm not ready for any surgery right now. I'm not gonna be birthing a baby this early. She told me about the consequences, but me and Rahul made like a cohesive decision of not getting it done. So we signed, leave against medical advice. We signed it, and we just took the responsibility of whatever will happen. We are responsible for it, not the doctors or the hospital at all. I was completely on bed rest from week 27 plus 2 days, and I would just get up for going to the washroom. More than physical problems, it was a lot of mental stress, like बहुत ज़्यादा. And I remember what I did at that time was like a lot of shabads. I used to hear in the morning, in the evening, and me and Rahul were kind of making sure that we can ease each other, although we were both absolutely stressed at that point of time. And on week 35, I went to get another ultrasound done because जो पहला था उसमें reporting कुछ और थी. So we went there, we spoke to the doctor, and उन्होंने check किया, and to my surprise, there was absolutely no issue at all. My cervix was absolutely closed. It was 0 centimeter. The baby was in a cephalic position. That is actually the time when I started ordering stuff for the baby. After 3 weeks, she was in our lives, and that is definitely like the most biggest gift in our life. The takeaways from my experience and my pregnancy is, first, keep faith. Whatever may happen, always remember that God is there with you, and if He wants the best for you, and if this is the best for you, it will happen. Second is, take second opinions, like always. अगर कोई भी डॉक्टर कुछ भी अनएंटिसिपेटेड इवेंट बता देते हैं कि ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है, उनको बोलो ठीक है, do not make any hasty decision, but take second opinion. This is what has worked for me throughout. Like even in my first video, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll also be making video related to this and my postpartum experience, which needs to be talked about and dealt with. And I'll see you guys again in my next video. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, and I'll see you guys again in my next video.